Hello and welcome everybody to the men's Big BUCS Wednesday Championship Finals. We've got Birmingham versus UWE. First up on the glass court, the number 3 strings, Jack Mitterer for Bristol, returning serve, and Mukadar Nimja just serving now for Birmingham. First point on the board for Birmingham here. The boys just going to feel each other out for the first few rallies of this game. A little bit nervy to start. I'm joined here by my co-commentator, Anuj Savani.
How are we doing?
Hello, Anuj.
Back again.
Good to have you back.
That last match was very exciting, still getting over.
An absolute nail-biter. Yeah. For those of you just joining us, Nottingham women's ones just beat Birmingham women's ones 3-2 in an absolute humdinger of a final match. Medina Zafar beating Megan in 5 games, 14-12 in the 5th. It was a roller coaster from start to finish, and a real treat if you were able to catch that one.
Megan actually had match ball to take it.
Bristol lead in this game 3-2.
Do you know much about these two?
So for those of you struggling to distinguish between the two kits, it's Birmingham with that yellow and black stripe on the shoulder, and Bristol in the all red. Have you been on court with either of these two boys before, Anuj?
I have not actually, no. But
I've had the pleasure of hitting with Jack Mitterer on 1 or 2 occasions back in my junior days. We were in the same age group.
How did that go for you?
That went absolutely terribly for me. He's a quality player, is Jack.
Yeah, he is.
As you're going to see here, he loves to take the ball in. That's a great shot.
Yeah, really stepping across the middle.
Oh, what a get.
Some brilliant pickups here. Oh, just sent him the wrong way as well.
Both of these boys will have a little bit of experience on the glass courts. Does play quite differently to the traditional courts. Do you manage to hit on here often, Anuj?
Yeah, I try and get on at least every fortnight, a couple of times a fortnight. It's just very, very dead. As long as you hit your length, the only thing the other person can do really is lift out or both.
It rewards you a lot better for a tight ball.
Yeah, definitely. And it glues to the side.
Oh, that is a lovely finish.
Wow.
5-6 now. Birmingham trailing UE just by 1 point in this first game.
You can see what Jack's trying to do here. He's just trying to control that middle, but
he's working his opponent around the court well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing well on that, but made an unforced error there.
1 or 2 loose cross courts have been his undoing so far. just like that. The Birmingham players really, really strong on that tee through the middle of the court. Very confident taking the ball on the volley. Little trickle burst there.
Yeah.
Just caught him on his heels.
That's happened a couple of times, isn't it? Caught on his heels, sent wrong way.
Oh,
Wow.
Jack returning the favour.
Yeah.
Both of them really loving that front left corner.
A little trickle burst is working well.
I was about to say, you'll see the UE #1 coming into shot in the bottom left, but he's actually too short. And you just couldn't spot him at all. He's
He's a decent player, isn't he? Just a little bit.
9-7 Birmingham now. 2-point lead in the business end of this game. The pleasure centre boast.
Some exhibition stuff.
Tight ball. Neither of these boys seem to be shying away from the occasion.
No. Everything's on the tables here, isn't there? A lot to play for.
Both of them have a little bit of experience on the professional circuit and on the professional scene. I actually had the, I'm not sure I'd call it a pleasure actually. I had the job of marking Jack Mitterer and Simon Herbert in a 5k in Sheffield over the summer. That was certainly had my work cut out for me there. That was a very tight match.
Yeah, both of them very, very good players, aren't they? Especially for their age groups.
Absolutely. For those of you tuning in on the live stream that don't watch a lot of squash and are here to support your university, believe me when I say there is going to be some real world-class matches this afternoon. That looked out to me. I'm not sure the ref's seen it the same way.
I don't think it's a different ref now, he's got his glasses on.
Yeah, a couple of interesting calls in the last match, but the ref was wearing his glasses on his forehead, which I don't believe is the correct place to wear them. I don't have glasses myself, so I'm not in a position to comment.
Unless he's wearing contacts and glasses, which
UE mounting a little bit of a comeback here. Jack not wanting to let go of this first game easily. 2 game balls for Birmingham though that he still has to save. Oh! Incredible retrieving to keep himself in this. That looked like a double hit. It was conceded by Birmingham there. Bit of controversy over the pickups, but I thought they both looked good to me.
I agree there.
The ref, I think, is asking to play a let ball on Jack's pickup in the front left. So still 8-10.
Jack's not happy with
yes,
that.
let on the pickup. 2 game balls for Birmingham. Oh, he's mishit that one into the sidewall, but it's going to be a no-let for UE, and the first game to Birmingham, 11-8. Now you've watched the first 10 minutes of the match, Anij. I'm going to ask you for a prediction. I know you haven't seen
much of either.
Haven't seen much of either of them play. But let's put it all on the line here.
I think Jack and a 3-2.
You think Jack's going to take it in 5?
Yes, I do.
It's definitely going to be a tight game.
Yeah, both of them very, very established players. Some good squash going on there. What about you? What's your prediction?
I'm going to go Jack in 4. 3-1. 3-1 to UE, I'm going to go. I think you're going to see him perk up a little bit here. He's going to start taking the ball in a little bit more, be a bit positive. I think the reason you're seeing Birmingham walk away with that first game is their player just was much happier to take the ball into the front from the middle.
Okay.
Not sure if maybe Jack has a slightly more attritional game plan in mind, potentially. Backs himself physically and was looking to extend those rallies, perhaps. But he's going to want to start taking the ball into the front now with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more severity.
Should be interesting to see how both these players react in this second game. I think Jack might push up the court a bit, to be honest. Try and take as much on the volley as he can. And get back to controlling that too again.
Exactly, that's what we saw from him in the first sort of 5 rallies of the game, wasn't it? And he just lost control of the middle of the court. Okay. Birmingham serving now to kick off this second game. First point on the board for Birmingham there. It took their player displaying some really good control through the middle. You can see he's absolutely determined not to let go of that T position. And he's volleying out at full stretch. To put those balls away as accurately as he's doing like that requires some really, really good athleticism, good balance.
Great rally there. We have a special guest, Megan Thomas, the Nottingham captain. Well, not captain, president.
Nottingham Squash Club president. And part of the women's second team winning the national trophy earlier this afternoon. How are you, Meg? Still elated from your victory?
Yeah. How good you can hear yourself.
She sounds absolutely thrilled.
Sorry, I've never done this before, so it's a bit strange hearing your own voice.
You're going to do very well.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just on a bit of a high from the girls winning. It was a bit of a tense match there.
I think we all are. My heart is still absolutely pounding. Oh.
What a shot.
Birmingham skying that one out of court. Fantastic length from Jack. Do you know either of these boys very well, Meg? Similar age to us.
Jack is my age. I don't know Jack's squash, but I know Jack.
That is an absolutely fantastic finish. Have you been watching the first game from the sidelines, or have you been celebrating with the team?
Celebrating. I'm trying to. Anna just got a great video that you guys will see on the Instagram of the final point, the winning point of the epic match of the women's ones. Just about to upload that to Instagram. Have these two played this season already?
Oh, a little behind the back. I don't believe these two boys have met. UWE. UWE have brought a stronger team than they did in the league.
Yeah, 2 top 20 in the world players.
Exactly, 2 top 20 in the world players.
We can't quite match that with our 1.
At the top of their order. (6-3) to UWE, just as I predicted. Jack coming out in this second game with a lot more positive attacking squash. He's putting the Birmingham lad under quite a lot of pressure. Yeah, that looked out to me. Just hugging the side wall up above the yellow line. Some of our avid squash fans and squash watchers here, Meg, I'm sure some of them have wondered in the past, how the boys cope, or the players cope, with a white ball on a white logo. I know you've had a hit on the glass court a decent amount over the last few years here at Nottingham. You got any insight for them? Do you ever lose the ball? Can you keep track of it more easily than you might think?
They've actually changed the back wall.
The
It
back-
did have the 2019
the front wall, that
sports,
white logo.
No, it did have the 2019. We're still white, actually, you're correct. I don't think I noticed it.
You just full. Oh,
It's hard to see the ball anyway, I think. The white logo just adds to it. Do you think it's hard to see?
I've lost it 1 or 2 times. Maybe I'm just less focused than you when I'm playing. You're just always in the zone.
I haven't played a match on the glass since it was a fresher. That
The
was in the
referee-
headliner.
At the headliner, that was a huge day. I remember it well.
That was like the
Commentated
last
there too.
day before the world ended. No, I'm kidding. Before the COVID. The COVID.
Very cheeky bit of hold there to give UWE a convincing lead going into the back end of this second game.
Birmingham beat UE in the league final. 3-2. In 3-2 and 3-2 in the decider.
Just like us earlier today. So UWE are going to come out looking for revenge today then. Really want to take this cup title from them. Still 4 game balls for Jack. He's not going to be worried yet.
Okay, I'm going to sign off. Pass it back
Thank
to
you, Meg,
Anuj.
coming to speak to us.
Yeah, I think Anuj will do a better job than me.
You did just great. Have a fantastic time. Take some well-deserved celebration with the girls. I'm sure I'll catch up with you later. Another game ball saved here for Birmingham. The hardest point is always the last to win. Though, the last point is always the hardest to win. Shh, I'll correct myself. Yeah, that's going to be a no-let. The last 2 no-lets there. The referee feeling that the player was moving forward to the front of the court, but the ball itself travelling to the back. Jack getting on top here in this rally. Ooh,
Just clipping the top of the tin there.
clipping the tin on that counter drop. Another opportunity missed. It's getting tense now at the end of this second.
What do you think Jack's thinking at this point?
He's thinking. He's definitely thinking, if he were me, that he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to go for anything silly. He knows he's only 1 point away. Oh, there he is. That's an absolute perfect counter drop. In these situations, at the end of these games when it's tight, the worst thing you can do is just go for a ball that is not set up for. You get overexcited, you're 1 point away, and you just go for something a little bit silly. And the percentages just aren't there on those shots. So I think in his head he's thinking, give it another, hit another drive, get it to the back, wait for that opportunity to show itself, and then like he did there, a weaker shot from the Birmingham player, pounced on it quick, took it into the front of the court, played a fantastic winner.
Yeah, it was a brilliant health drop, wasn't it?
There's Yusuf Solomon, racket in hand, in the right hand side of your shot, doing a few practice swings. Saw him on court earlier, doing a bit of boast and drive with Nottingham's very own home professional Nick Ratnaraja. Here's world number 18, showing off his 1-8, showing off his lovely glutes, those tight shorts. I've seen him have a few fantastic matches He's gone. He's had some quality matches with our own team physio, an ex-men's #1, Adam Auckland. Those two boys have had some absolutely ridiculous matches on this glass court. One game all now. Bristol to serve after Jack took that second game. For those of you wondering why they're constantly trying to push the wall away, they're not in fact trying to make the court bigger. It already feels big enough when you're on there, I can tell you. They're just trying to wipe the sweat off their racket hands, which is a little bit grim, to be honest. A purposeful down the middle shot there from Jack. He's not done that by accident. He's tried to catch his opponent off guard and hit it between them, but it's backfired in that first rally. Stroke given away. If you're the Birmingham player here, Anij, and you've taken a strong first game and lost the second, and you're in this situation, how are you looking to come out and respond?
Probably step up at the front of the court as well, like he's doing, but I'm not going to be going for anything insane. Knowing that it's 1-1, knowing that I'm leading the second game.
You're going to look to apply some pace and pressure.
Yeah.
Keep the errors down.
Yeah, try and reduce the errors. Just go for it, really.
Cool as a cucumber is Anij. That looked out to me. The ref not giving it, but the Birmingham player conceding it with his body language.
Oh, it was well out.
They're going to play a let, but I'm not sure if you could see from the camera angle we had at the time, but that ball was at least 3 feet out of court.
Definitely.
The ref's had a bit of a shocker there.
Yeah, and he's got his glasses on. Jack's
1-3, UE trailing in the first few rallies of this game.
Yeah, Jack's not happy with that decision, is he?
I mean, he's won that point fair and square, but he's got to take a deep breath, focus up for this next rally and let it go. Oh, some might say justice. Two, 3 now.
I feel like Jack's doing exactly what the Birmingham player should be doing. He's stepping up, controlling that tee once again.
He is, he's stepping forward, he's injecting pace, but he's doing so in a very risk-free way by just hitting those kills, hitting those holds and drives to the back of the court. Just not letting his opponent settle, is he?
No, but he's left that one half court, hasn't he?
That was a poor shot. Someone of their calibre can't leave it in the middle. Those 4 corners are most definitely your friends. The boys looking back at the refs. They seem reluctant to call any out of courts for some reason, but the Birmingham player conceding that one himself. He's frustrated there, knows he can't be making these errors. That is a beautiful lob.
Yeah.
Millimetre perfect, couldn't have been any tighter to that top line. Finished fantastically well.
Slotted away. Not much you can do about that.
Those high balls where it sits up in the middle, you have so much time to think about what you're going to do. It almost makes it harder when you've got that much time. You just want to step onto the ball and play it. You have time to think about 17 shots, different shots fly through your mind.
Is that what you do? Do you wait for it, or do you usually get on it early?
I like to get on it early. I love to really accelerate onto the ball, fly up the court, take it in front of me, take as much time away from my opponent as I can. I don't do it well enough though. Nottingham out here playing in this final.
Not.
Ooh. For me, that's a stroke.
Yeah, that I agree. Sat,
And he's been given a no-let there.
Sat very, very high, straight into.
Yeah, it's come straight back out. The Birmingham players hit that volley drop, but it's sat up off the sidewall and it's come straight back out to his feet. I think the UE player's been quite hard done by there.
Definitely.
Still holding a couple of point lead in this third game. Needs to collect himself and crack on with business. I think the pace that looked out. There we go.
There we go.
The pace he's injecting is just it's just a little bit too much for his opponent at the moment.
Yeah. The opponent seems like he's sort of stretching the corners a lot, isn't he?
These will go down on the stat sheet. These, you know, these out of courts, etc., as unforced errors.
Really?
I think that's quite, you know, it's quite misleading to call them an unforced error. The pace and the depth and the width that Jack's hitting, even though his opponent's getting to the ball, it's just not letting him do anything when he's there. This retrieving is phenomenal. Oh, God.
Some big attacks here from Jack. It's a stroke as well. That's definitely.
For me, that is a huge stroke.
Yeah. Agreed.
Not sure I agree with the referees on this particular occasion. Still game balls in hand for UE to take the lead 2-1 in this final. I think a lot of the referees that you see at these events are actually, a lot of them are actually in training. Some of the England squash refs, before they're let loose on the professional circuit, and the PSA refs, they come to the, you know, they mark the big junior events, the British champs, etc. They mark like the BUCS finals, Yorkshire Premier League, some of the different Premier Leagues around the country to get some experience in. I don't think they're quite used to the pace these boys are playing at. You know, this is a good high pro level standard match here, and
Definitely, yeah.
it's so hard to see when they're hitting the ball and moving that fast.
What do we think about some of the England squash referees? Have you played in many junior tournaments and experienced much of that?
Spent plenty of time on the junior circuit. You know, they turned out and they did a tough job.
Yeah.
It's not an enviable position to be in. Whichever decision you give, at least one player's not going to be happy with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a tough job, to be fair. A lot of the refereeing is opinion based, so you're gonna have similar situations, but every situation is going to be different, right? What do you think's going through the Birmingham players' heads right now? Now 2-1 down.
He knows he's got the artillery to win this match. He took the first game. He's thinking, you know, I'm hitting too many errors and I need to compose myself. I think if Jack keeps doing what he's doing and keeps applying the pressure he's applying,
yeah,
then I think it's going to be a really tall order for him to come back and take this to 5.
Yeah, agreed.
The Birmingham coach there, John Tate, bottom left of shot, just walking off your screen. Looking on nervously after losing a very, very tight final in the women's one. He's going to be looking to take the title home here with the boys.
What do you think about the overall competition then? How do you think UE and Birmingham are going to match up?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard for me to It's hard for me to back Birmingham looking at the team we have brought. I actually think it could hinge quite heavily on this match. I think UE are definitely going to take it at 1 and 2. I think at 4 and 5 it's a little bit more of anyone's game. Both the squads have some really good strength. I just think Birmingham are lacking, you know, the very, very world-class players at the top of their order today. So I think it could hinge very heavily for Birmingham on this game right here. And the Birmingham player is going to know that there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to take this game. It's going to weigh heavily on him. It's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it mentally. You know, all of these lads in their early 20s, some of them still in their very late teens. They haven't had the chance to mature as players yet. That's the pace to the front of the court that the Birmingham player is going to want to keep bringing in. Those drops on the backhand side are working wonders for him.
Yeah, some great movement there from Jack though as well, retrieving some of those tough balls. But
absolutely,
he wants to be making the Birmingham player do that work at this point.
If you can defend that well, you know, it doesn't have to be good, it just has to be tight. You get 1, 2 balls back, make them play 1, 2 more shots.
You can see what he's trying to do there, just step up from that volley. Just a loose volley there. Back into himself.
That's a poor error from Jack. He's just closed the racket face a little bit too much on that one, hasn't he? Tried to cut it right into the nick. Needed to give himself a slightly bigger margin. The no look, and then the round the back, trick shots galore. It's not gone very well for him.
No.
Needs to keep it simple there. He needs to be consistent and be tight.
He's in the lead though. He's has the scoreboard right? It's 4-2.
Look at that, he's got that so tight.
He's done well to scrape it off the side wall.
It's loose, Jack's played it. Rewarded with a 10 for going through the interference. Jack serving for UE at 3-4. Another tin here, starting to see a lot of errors creeping in.
Do you think he's feeling the pressure being 2-1 down? Or?
I think he's feeling the pace. You can see him there just on the corner of your shot, bending over, racket on the floor.
Heavy breaths.
Jack is really, really pushing the pace and pushing up the court. And he's like that, he's just shutting him out. That's a fantastic line.
That's been the difference, isn't it? The consistency of line and length.
Absolutely. Squash, no matter what you let anyone tell you, squash is a percentage game. Oh, a little slip there, but he looks okay. He's back up quickly. I know there's been quite a few injuries in the Nottingham squad, at least over the past few months. Hopefully we don't see any more here today. A few of our guys and girls suffering with some ankle and knee niggles and injuries.
You being one of them. And yourself, actually. Well,
yeah.
Yours is ongoing, but...
Chronic. Oh. The ball just being lifted out of court there. 7-4 now to UE. Jack taking the middle of this game in a straight run of points. That's fantastic movement.
Oof. Clipping the top of the tin there again.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, just getting that one ball back, making them play one more shot.
Yeah.
They just feel like they have to go lower and lower to beat you.
been quite a few tins here from the Birmingham player, but injecting some pace.
He has, but he's onto that ball quick, and he's whipped it past Jack with a bit of wrist.
Yeah.
Fantastic shot.
Just putting a lot of pressure on Jack now.
He is.
On the back end of this.
It was a good serve, dying into the back wall. Punished a weak return. Well to straighten that. Not concede in the middle of the court. That's a fantastic volley. You can see his strength through the middle of the court.
9-6, getting to the business end of this match. But anything can happen, we don't know.
This might be game ball, actually.
You'll hear the refs at 9-6.
Birmingham player just hanging in this rally. Jack struggling to finish him off, but just staying consistent, staying strong through the middle of the court. Oh, what's the referee given there, Anage?
Stroke has been given. I have to disagree with that as well, personally. I think that's a let ball.
That right there is a stroke to Birmingham, so it's now 7-9, Birmingham serving. UWE still with a 2-point lead in this fourth game. That's a fantastic backhand length. That's going to be another stroke, I think. 8-9.
Getting tempted.
You still back in your 5-setter prediction, Anage?
Looking more and more likely with every point, isn't it?
It is. The good run of points from Birmingham sees this fourth game go to 9-all. It's a stroke to UE. The counter from Birmingham just a little bit too loose, which gives Jack one game ball in this fourth. Is he going to take it first time?
Match ball.
Sorry, yeah, one match ball.
Whoa, it's taken it. Unfortunate.
And it's a poor error from the Birmingham player at the end there to give UE the first match in this men's championship final. That was a fantastic match to start off the proceedings.
Yeah, agreed. There's a lot more quality squash to come, isn't there?
There really is. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the number one strings, Stuart McGregor for Birmingham and Yusuf Solomon for UE. wider that you can cut to it. Okay, back in a second.
So we're gonna go to our second
Just
men's
swap.
match.
Yeah,
Sorry.
big game here for the number 1 strings. I've just been round to the side courts, and Will Salter of Birmingham took the number 5 string match on the side courts, so it's tied at 1-1 in matches right now.
Oh, we're so lucky today.
Absolute treats. Also, for those of you watching the girls earlier, Gina Kennedy is her match wasn't quite enough for her. Her and Tina Gillis
Our training.
are having a little training session on the back courts.
They are. Gina loves training more than anything, I think.
Yusuf Solomon here on the right hand side of the court on the forehand, knocking up, is the world number 18. He originates from Egypt, and fun fact, if we ask him nicely, he might take his front 2 teeth out for us. He does have 2 false front teeth.
Yeah, there was a brutal match when he played Declan James, I think.
Over in was
New
it
York.
50k in the States, I think?
No, I think it was a TOC, but
Oh, Tournament of Champions
can be wrong.
over in the United States.
I think he won.
He did.
He won.
Declan James, English pro, hailing from Nottingham, actually just smacked him right in the mouth, took his 2 front teeth out with his racket, and Yusuf, being the absolute trooper that he is, took a 30-minute injury break, came back on with 2 half teeth, finished him off.
And has 2 fake teeth now.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think he's had some
Crazy.
dental work done recently.
He's playing.
Earned himself the new nickname of Toothless.
Well, it's doing him well because he's been playing really well recently.
He's been playing absolutely quality squash.
Going up the rankings and doing a degree
Yeah,
because that's why we're here
unbelievable.
for the BUCS championships.
His opponent from Birmingham, born and raised in Harrogate.
From the north.
From the north.
That's where you're from.
That's where I'm from. Born in Harrogate as well, a few years after Stu.
So you know him quite well then, or?
We've played with Stu a few times. Been to some little training camps with Robbie Burnett, South African
Nice.
coach, just like Rich O'Connor.
Oh, the South Africans love it here, don't they?
I'll let you in on a little secret, Stana. Stuart absolutely chopped me up. He was a little bit better than I am. I didn't do very well against him at all.
You didn't hit your nick shots then?
I remember him playing an absolutely ridiculous corkscrew roast that I just could not return. It was literally rolling sideways along the glass back wall, and I was just like in absolute awe. I was like, how have you possibly done that?
You just like didn't even try, just clapped politely.
I'm
Give me
gonna
points.
embarrass myself in front of our entire audience here, and we were playing a condition game where Stuart could only hit straight drives, and I could play completely normal squash, and he bageled me.
He bageled you.
11 love.
That's awful. So we've started.
Hopefully I've come on a little bit since then. We were just teenagers at the time, 14, 15.
Definitely. I think you have. Who's your pick for this match?
My pick for this match is going to have to be Yusuf in 3.
Yeah.
Stuart is unbelievably fast and physical,
Yeah.
and you're going to see that today. His movement around the court is some of the most powerful I've seen, but I just don't think he's going to have the shots to hurt Yusuf today.
I think I saw Stuart play against Barry Malik or Curtis Malik, one of the Malik brothers. Brutal match. I think my match run late because of it. It was 50 minutes or something that my match was running late because they were just
on for so long.
battling it out. Yeah,
So
I think he won.
You've seen these boys on the tour then?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Stuart's
Just out.
that's
1-0.
clipped out of court there, so it is 1-1 in this first game. What you're going to see here is just an absolutely ridiculous pace.
Yeah.
You don't really get an appreciation for it on the TV and on the camera.
I don't think so. I think especially from the side.
But these
You can
guys,
watch it,
exactly,
yeah.
these guys are absolutely flying around the court.
Basically, we have the best seats.
We do have the best
We
seats
do
in
have
the
the best
house.
seats.
When these blokes are playing, the average speed of the ball as it's travelling from their racket to the front wall on like a normal drive is somewhere in the region of 140 miles an hour.
How much is it in kilometers?
In
Testing your
kilometres,
skills, you know,
you have to do some
for
maths.
international viewers.
I don't know, like 200 kilometres an hour.
Fast, ridiculously fast.
Times 8/5. Not very good at maths. I struggled to count to 11 and keep the score.
Me too. Oh, attempt for a nick shot there.
Yusuf just floated around the court, isn't he?
Yeah, he moves so lightly. Like it doesn't take a lot of effort. Very good to see.
I managed to, as I mentioned earlier, I managed to have a little chat with Nick Ratnaraja after he helped Yusuf knock up on the backcourts this morning.
So if Yusuf wins, it's up to.
It's up to Nick.
But our assistant coach.
But bearing in mind that Nick is up around 300 in the world, he said literally he came off after both drive of Yusuf and it looked like he'd been in a sauna. He was like, the pace was absolutely relentless.
I can imagine. That's
And
how
he was like, Yusuf was just in warm-up mode, floating from side to side, and Nick was like, can't breathe, literally just doing a bit of both drive.
That's how I feel when I'm on court with Gina. Just, you know,
It's just another level, isn't it?
there's just no rest. And then the movement is the same each time as well. It's pretty impressive. Just eye to detail and pace, recovery. Oof. See,
Yes, let given there. I think that's probably a fair decision.
I think so
Bit
too.
of room to play that ball, wasn't there?
I think there's not as much movement issues yet, which is good. Like free flowing squash. Was some drama in the last women's match, of course.
Oh, we love a beefy match. Makes for fantastic viewing.
Yeah, and stressful. Stressful viewing.
For those non-squashies watching, when we're talking about these decisions, a stroke is a point away.
Yes.
So the person asking, when given a stroke, gets that point. A let ball, a yes let, the point is played again, the scoreboard doesn't move, and they play the point again. And a no let is a point to your opponent.
And a let is often given for safety.
Yeah, so as you saw there with Stuart, gave a yes let, and I imagine if he had to explain his reasoning, it would have just been safety. They don't want the opponents, you know,
To lose their teeth.
to exactly. Unfortunately for Yusuf, they don't want anyone else to get hurt like that. So
Oh, there was a great length. What do you feel is better on this court? Because obviously the front is very dead, but the back, if you had a good length, just don't get it out.
it rewards a good shot beautifully, doesn't it? This
Yeah.
court. That is the biggest difference I feel between the traditional courts and these old glass show courts.
Yeah.
Is just everything is a little bit more severe. Anything good is better.
Yeah.
Anything bad is worse.
Definitely. You can see sometimes the ball will be in the middle a bit more than on a traditional court. I always feel like you have to hit a bit harder or higher to get it to the back as well.
Yeah, these white balls are just not quite as lively, are they?
Or if you hit it really, really high, like you use the lob, you can just lose the ball in the light.
Stuart really working Yusuf around in this rally,
Very good.
showing his squash prowess.
Yes. Just a bit short. I feel like Yusuf just have this extra, he has this extra power. Like just this extra little bit that's getting him quite comfortably.
You can just tell
Sure
he's not
doesn't
quite in
matter.
top gear, is he?
Yeah, like he's relaxed, enjoying. He has to work, but you know he can step it up.
Yeah, if he needs to, you know that he can just take a step forward
Ah,
and do what he needs to do to win that point.
gotta love the side nick when they come flying back at you. I've had one match where I had 5 of those in a row, which is not my day. Because if it's your day, it's a perfect length. And if it's not your day, it's not a stroke. Yeah, 6-2 lead now. But it's good squash to watch.
Really, really tight counter drop.
Very tight. We love those. Very good ones.
If you could see there, for those of you watching closely, Stewart didn't wait for the ball to get to him. He really had his racket out in front of him.
Yeah.
Pushed that ball in from in front of himself just to take time away from Yusuf.
Oh, great boast. I feel like the boast is severe on this court.
2-wall boast on these
Two-wall
glass
boast.
courts is just absolutely brutal, isn't it?
We're gonna be on camera now.
Earlier, Sana, you mentioned a little bit when you
Yeah.
were talking about training Regina and those girls,
Yeah.
the consistency of the movement and how they're always moving in the same way.
Yes.
So as a professional yourself, you know, are these girls, because practice makes consistency, right?
Practice makes consistency.
So how
yeah.
often are these girls getting on court and going through the ghosting routines to really just perfect these patterns?
I think it differs per player, but if you look at Gina, she'll do ghosting every week. Definitely a couple times a week. Most of the top girls will. Just, even if it doesn't need to be an exhausting ghosting session, it can also be controlled movement, but just to groove and like get ready for the tournament. If I play, I like to do a ghosting session in the week before the tournament, just so I know my movement's right and like
Yeah.
moving well.
So you're not ghosting for fitness, you're just really trying to work on the footwork. So
Really
when
on
you
the footwork, yeah.
when you see where that ball's going, it's just kind of instinctive, isn't it? The feet are
Instinctive.
moving in the right way.
Yeah, and it becomes effortless. I think, well, if you watch Gina do ghosting, it's very impressive, I have to say.
I think effortless is probably the perfect word for
yeah.
it. They just glide around the court,
And
don't
powerful, yeah, definitely. Do you like ghosting sessions then?
they? 5-9 now. Stewart taking that point. Yusuf with a 4-point lead in this first game. As you said earlier, he's really just looking comfortable on there, isn't he?
Comfortable, yeah, definitely.
He knows Stu can't really hurt him. He's just going to go out there and enjoy his squash.
What's Stu's world ranking at the moment? What's his world ranking?
I believe it's 18. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
No. I know Yusuf is
Stuart's
Stuart's
ranking.
ranking, yeah.
Stewart is currently ranked at 153
That's quite a...
in his 4th year doing human biology.
Oh, you're doing biology.
I'm
Aren't
doing
you?
biology. I'm doing
Nice.
physics.
Oh, sorry.
You were almost there.
I'm always there. I keep messing it up. Because you did do biology in your first year.
When did I do biology?
I don't know. In high school.
I think you're trolling.
Yeah, it's quite a difference in ranking, and I think you can see that even though he's making him work, so he's obviously
Oh.
playing great shot.
That is
Oh,
a beautiful cutaway.
That was really
That's
nice.
an absolute Mark Fuller special.
Yeah.
Loves the cutaway.
You love it as well sometimes.
Only when I'm playing Usana.
I know. Making me run. Yeah. Oh, what a shot.
Through the legs from Stu. Oh,
And then you just want it to be in the nick and be a point for him.
I know.
Be
Unfortunately,
rewarded.
he couldn't win that one. Daryl Selby-esque there.
Yeah.
What do you call that one out in the Netherlands, Sana? The through the legs,
Tweener.
the tweener.
Tweener?
Sometimes we call it the swinger.
The swing.
I'll leave that one to you folks at home.
Love it. I think good fight from Stu.
Stu did well there, but he just couldn't quite fend off Yusuf Solomon from UE, taking that first game 11-7.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a tough task for Birmingham in this match, especially with the quality. But it's a good experience as well, like playing for your team, playing for university, and then getting to play the world number 18.
Fantastic experience for him.
Because I don't think they will meet in tournaments.
No, so Yusuf and Stewart, they're not playing the same kind of level of events on tour at the moment. So this is really, really good experience for Stu, and I'm sure when he goes back onto the tour and he's playing those Challenger 10Ks, 20K events,
This will help.
this experience and like the absolute pace and pressure that Yusuf's just putting on him relentlessly.
Yeah.
You know, when he goes and plays the other guys at 150 in the world, being able to hit this pace and keep up with Yusuf,
It's
he's going
good
to be
to
all
know.
over those boys.
Definitely, and it's good for your confidence as well if you know you can keep up and
Exactly.
do
you know.
well.
He's just taken 7 points off a top 20 player.
I would be.
I'd be pretty chuffed
I'd
if that
be
was
happy.
me.
Definitely. Second game starting. I think there must be a tight match going on the side courts as well, because we don't see all the Birmingham squad here yet.
Yeah, I've not heard any results from the side court so far. That will be the number 4 strings, which is Toby Ponting for Birmingham. Only 19 years of age, Toby.
Just out of juniors.
Just inside the top 500 in the world. And I believe Toby should be playing against Thies Hulberg
Oh, from Denmark.
from Denmark.
I know. I think it's Thijs. I don't
Thijs,
know.
that is it. It is
Probably.
Thijs, actually. Now you've
Danish
said
is
it.
Danish is close to Dutch.
I've heard his name said. He's in a. I watched Thijs play in my very first year here at Nottingham, so
Yeah.
he's experienced now.
I think he just won his first Danish national title, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did win his first national title. A huge congratulations to him. That's an excellent result.
Definitely. And it also shows, I think, how strong the UE team is.
The depth of the team,
The depth
exactly.
of
You
the
know,
team,
they've got
yeah.
a national champion playing at number 4.
Yeah. We had a national champion playing at 5, I think, for the women.
Ho-ho.
Right, Faiza?
An ex-national champion.
Ex-national champion. But
Faiza and Medina both coming from Pakistan in our women's team. They've not been home for a couple.
Oh.
That is an outstanding
And
boast.
he got it.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Too tight, the drop shot there.
That's an unbelievable
Good
combo
quality.
from Stu.
Definitely. I feel like if you move, especially on this Discord, if you're able to move the player to the front with a boast and then make sure you follow up.
Absolutely. He
Yeah.
played that boast and he didn't hang around to watch his shot, did he? He was stood in front of the tee, ready to pounce on whatever came next.
Another good drop shot, rewarded with a stroke.
Stuart really working that front left corner.
Yeah, straight lines. I feel like they work on that in Birmingham, on straight line.
Absolutely.
From the games we've seen today so
When
far.
when you're taking the ball in, Sana,
Yeah.
are you thinking about taking it in short or taking it in tight? Are you more worried about getting it right up tight at the front wall, or are you worried about having it, rolling down the side wall, so even if it's a bit loose?
I think having it rolling down the sidewall is better because it takes less pressure and it doesn't have to be as low, so you make less mistakes. But it differs per day, I have to say. Some days I'm just going for low, and some days I'll be like, oh, just hit it tight, and then I do. Great rally.
Another through the legs from Stu.
Attempt at a nick.
This is
Not
unbelievable.
rewarded. Great stuff.
Oh, front left corner again.
I know. It's his corner today.
Yusuf's going to have to turn it on a little bit here.
He is, so yeah.
Stuart's up to his level.
I think it can happen just because you know you should win, but you still have to do it, and then the other player obviously has nothing to lose.
That's a ridiculous backhand
That was
drop
very good.
from up high above his
Very
head.
good quality. You could see the strings.
I think complacency
Yeah.
is what you're thinking, isn't it? Sometimes if you're, if on
Yeah.
paper it's going to be an absolute walkover.
Yeah, because you still have to do it.
Oh, Yusuf nearly losing another 2 teeth.
Great movement by Stuart. I think you still have to do it, and playing for a team is obviously very different than playing for yourself, and there are definitely players that will play better for a team than if they play an individual event. I think both are playing good squash today. It's not.
Would you say that's true of yourself? I know you play for the university here, but do you also play in the national team
I
back
do.
home.
Not this year because I'm injured, but
Oh.
I feel like if you play for a team, you just have people that have your back. Like you would normally have it, but if it's a team, it's just a bit more a team effort. So you really do it together, and then you sometimes can push through a little bit more because you want your team to win and you don't want to let them down.
Yeah, you really feel like you're doing it for them as well.
Yeah, so I think that definitely helps. Shot. That was unlucky.
It's hit every single string there, but unfortunately for Stu, it's also hit the tin. I spoke to a few pros, and I've heard a lot of them say that their absolute favourite event of the year, hands down, is World Team Champs.
Yeah, I think because squash is such an individual sport, and you do have a team around you, and a lot of players play together, but it can feel quite alone. Oh, what a perfect
That
length.
movement was ridiculous as well.
Crazy. That was.
Stuart's having to work hard to win these points, but he's getting the job done.
He's digging in. Playing for a team just relieves some stress maybe, or like, because it's such a good feeling if you do well as a team. Like it's, you share
the success.
You share it. So I think that's why, and I think there's also always a really nice party afterwards that people that people love.
Is there going to be a really nice party tonight?
I've heard so. I've never been to one.
You're not coming out tonight? That was a loaded question. Of course I know there's a great party tonight, but why are you not going to be there with us?
Because I don't have a ticket.
I'll source you a ticket, Sana. That's absolutely shocking.
You're going.
Of course I'm going.
Of course you're
I'm
going.
the life of the party.
I know you are. Always. Definitely, I feel like the pace has gone up a bit here.
Yeah. Yusuf's trying to take back control of the middle of the court, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, great kill. Just out of reach as well. I feel like the pace has gone up, but the balls are landing a bit more in the middle. They're not really reaching the back wall.
Really needs to focus on getting it through to the back. So
Focus on
Stuart
length.
serving 5-3 here in this second game with a 2-point lead.
Good lift.
Those lines are
Oh,
absolutely gorgeous.
and what a shot to finish it off.
And a cross-court nick. I'd actually say that Yusuf is doing the lion's share of the work here.
Yeah, I think so too.
That
Just
referees have
slipped
called that
out.
out. I think it
I
was
wasn't.
too tight for his own good.
Yeah.
Glued to the sidewall. Just clipping that line.
Just hitting great shots for them.
And the player you've just seen walk across your screen there is Sam Scivier from Birmingham, and he won the deciding match in the national trophy for Birmingham men's to beat UE in the national trophy. So these two are playing in the championship and the national trophy, these two teams.
Birmingham has done really well getting
Getting two teams into the finals.
three.
Three teams if you include
teams.
the girls. Oh,
Shot. Oh, great. I think
that backhand drop was exquisite.
I think he's made so many points on it. He really puts Yusuf under pressure with his back and drop shot. It's either he wins the point or builds up the rally.
If I was Yusuf right now, I would. I'd be a little bit worried about hitting it into that corner. To be honest, I'd be trying to avoid it as much as I could.
Definitely. Because
even when he's taking it in with some really, really good tight shots, Stuart's counters are just all over him.
Yeah. But sometimes when you know you shouldn't play somewhere, but it's in your head, you still.
Yeah. You're thinking don't hit front left, and suddenly
It's like
you hit front left.
don't think about a pink elephant, and then all you do.
That straight lift was unbelievable. I think that's probably one of the hardest shots to play, in my opinion, is the straight lob.
Definitely.
To get that right is so
Because
difficult.
you don't want it to be too high, but if it's too low, then it's easy to attack. Do you play that often then, or should you play it more often?
I think it's a really, really good shot. I think your opponent, when you're under pressure, is always hanging across to try and volley you across court, expecting a cross court. So I think that straight ball with height can really catch people off guard.
Especially if you change the pace.
sometimes people don't know how to respond to that.
Absolutely. I think what Stuart is doing really, really well in this second game is he's using width to just keep every single ball away from Yusuf's volley.
Yeah.
I've not really seen Yusuf volley anything in this game. That pickup is absolutely
That was
outrageous.
such a good pickup. You thought the rally was over, and somehow.
Stuart's just clawed it back. If you watch, Yusuf's hardly getting the chance to volley anything here.
That's very unlucky to end on a tin.
Let's clip the tin on that burst, but that was an unbelievable rally.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's definitely doing well. Especially because Yusuf is a bit smaller than him. But I know this because I'm quite tall. If you play players who are smaller than you, their volley height is different. So sometimes when you think you're not playing in their volley, everything will be in. And then it's really, really hard. They can make you move so much.
That's a loose ball there. Stuart just poking the sidewall on his drop, spraying out into the middle.
Yeah.
Straightforward stroke to Yusuf. I think the refs have probably got that one right this time. Must be nice for them, get a bit of confidence, back in the decision making.
Definitely.
I feel like Yusuf's at the pace again here.
I think so as well.
He's down in this game and he doesn't want to be on court for any longer than the 3 games he has to be.
I think if he keeps it, because Stuart is up now, so he might go for shots that aren't quite on.
That error,
Yeah.
invisible frustration from Stu is going to give him confidence as well, isn't it?
But what is this
Oh
shot?
my
What a
God.
comeback.
What a way to get your confidence back. That's an outrageous drop to return the serve. There's the straight lob again.
He
Just
really
out of
plays
Yusuf's
it.
reach.
He plays it really well because Yusuf getting another unforced error.
A tin from Yusuf. That's 10-7 game ball to Birmingham. Stu with
Seriously.
3 game balls. Tell you what, I did not see that one coming.
Did not see that coming either.
He's
I
playing
feel,
unbelievably well.
Birmingham is playing really well today. I think all their players are got another secret.
I think in his 4th year now, Stu is really going to want to win this title with his
Yes.
team in his last year. I think Yusuf's walked into it feeling a bit complacent. Oh, that's a big chance
That's
for
a
Stuart
big
there.
chance,
Missed.
yes.
He knows it as well. You can see it on his
You can
face.
see it, yeah. It's frustrating if you know you can your game ball up, but you still have to win the game. And Yusuf definitely doesn't want to lose it, so
No.
he's
That drop was just absolutely clinical, wasn't it? Like Mr. Gadget, couldn't even move his feet, just stretched his arm out, bam, dropped it in.
what a shot.
It's a good shutout.
That's very good. You see Stuart is moving forward and he already committed. And then Yusuf just
Very
flips to the
subtle
back.
hold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a fraction of a second for Stuart to commit his movement to cover the drop.
But then it's a long way back.
It's a long way back.
It's a long way back.
So those 3 game balls for Stu have disappeared
In a minute.
rapidly, and that is now 10-all.
But I think Yusuf will take this game. That's my bet.
I agree, I don't think he's going to let this one go. He's worked hard to get it to 10-all.
Yeah. I just feel like he's a bit more focused on structuring the rallies.
Stuart now needs 2 points in a row to win this game.
Yeah.
And that's a tall order against anyone of this caliber.
Definitely, especially because that's why they are so good, because they are able to close out the important points maybe a bit better than players lower on the ranking, because they've got that experience. They know not to panic, like you've just seen now. He just did so well to get water shot. Oh,
Stu's gone for the Hollywood there. Rapid from Yusuf.
he did so well to get it back.
This is an absolute joke rally at 10-all.
While the
Both of the
length as
boys
well.
want to go game ball up.
Yeah,
That's just stayed in.
super tight.
I think the change of pace is just absolutely ridiculous.
I think so as well.
And a tin from Stu.
So unlucky.
Point to UE.
He did really well to stay in and then just missed the chance.
You
I feel
called
like
it, Sana. Just his experience, isn't it?
I know, it is experience. Oh, I think Birmingham is getting there.
Let's clip the front wall, side wall join.
Birmingham is getting their
stroke to
mascot.
Yusuf, game to UE.
Look, we have a lion. The lion joining us.
The Birmingham mascot, the lion. If I'm not mistaken, that is the frame. That is the frame of Campbell Wells under there,
Yeah,
I think.
I think so too. We should play a rally. See if we can hit some shots on court. Yeah, to love, to Yui. I think Yusuf just showing his experience there. But great squash from Stu.
That is fantastic.
Here we see.
There's the mascot. There he is, giving some advice to the players. Maybe giving some advice to the referees.
Maybe, yeah, I think giving some advice to the referees.
Just calm them down. Hopefully they're a bit less excited than we are. This is ridiculous.
Gotta get ready for the third game. Do you think Stu can do just as well? Maybe take it this time, or?
I don't think so. I think he really came out and gave it everything in that second. And I think Yusuf now is going to be a little bit more on his guard. I think it's not going to be as easy for Stu to gain that early lead and kind of catch him resting on his laurels at the beginning of the match, the beginning of the game. You know, Yusuf's going to be pushing up. He's going to be on it from point one.
Yeah.
He knows Stewart's maybe a little bit more dangerous than he first anticipated, and he's not going to, he's not going to put himself in the position that he did.
Yeah, I don't think so. What a rally to start with. Seeing all four corners.
The lifting is so impressive. The
Yeah.
way these boys get themselves out of trouble is something else. I mean, look at that long from Yusuf.
It's crazy. It's just resetting the rally and making your opponent hit another shot. Great post.
Like,
Great lift
these
again.
lifts are actually ridiculous. It's like they can hear us too. Oh, another one.
No, we should get paid. Oh, I feel it's such a good match because it's attacking squash as well. Like they really want to make the other person move. They don't do ridiculous shots, but they go for it. They give it everything instead of maybe other types of play where it's more length.
Yeah.
Like my game. Great drop shot.
Oh, and counter and lift. This passage of play is just fantastic.
The one who takes the first ball and oof.
Absolute joke rally.
Yeah.
I think if we were on PSA here, this could be flagged for a rally of the month.
In between his legs again.
And the tweener boast. Stuart loving it.
Oh, I think he might have some
Just a bit weak.
some cramps now.
That rally taken a bit out of him. The boys just exchanging a quick fist bump. They both took a chunk out of each other with that one, I think.
Definitely. I think it's if you have a nice match and like you're both playing well, those are the most enjoyable matches, I think. Hit the
Just
thing.
clipping the tin, that one, I think.
It did bounce like 4 times before the service.
Just put joke cut on the ball.
I know. Rich would be proud. Oh, but what a shot! Crazy.
Unbelievable cross-court neck. So hard to cut down on the ball like that from above your head.
Especially on the backhand. I feel on the forehand it's a bit easier.
I think the movement to bring your wrist around the ball just is a bit more natural on the forehand side when you do that one. Oh!
Good length.
Oh.
Almost got it back, but good length.
Where does that leg come from? You just think he's nowhere near it, and he takes
know.
one step and he's covered half the court.
Maybe super strong calves.
Super strong calves, Sana reckons.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Tell you what, I think Yusuf might have been skipping leg day.
Yeah. Oh.
I've seen him quite a lot. And his quads used to be like absolute tree trunks. They were massive.
Maybe he's focused more on
Just a bit more dynamic, and a bit more.
Because sometimes being really strong doesn't necessarily help your squash. I think Stu thought the ball was down and then hit down in the previous rally.
And it was up.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you cannot stop until the referee calls it. No matter what you think, you just need to get on there and play your shot.
Don't stop until the ball's hit twice.
Yeah.
And even then you might have gotten it.
That height again. We're being treated to an absolute masterclass from both of these players today. The change of pace, the change of angle, everything is just unbelievable.
And there you see the ball just clipping out.
Just clipping the out-court line, yeah, I think you're right there. Stu disagrees, to be honest.
It's always different when you're on court.
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Sure either.
Referees seem certain.
And we can see it twice. Great drop shot.
I've made a mistake as well, I think. That was not Campbell in the Lion mascot suit for Birmingham. Because I've just spotted him there in the left of your screen, climbing into the crowd.
So that will be the question of today, who is the Birmingham Lion? Nice drop, good lift.
The lift is So that is 3-5 Birmingham serving. Stewart's still in this one.
He is, and he's making use of work really hard.
He's only trailing by 2 points.
I think it's great advertisement for squash as well, and that even if you're a pro player, you can still get a degree. Go to uni, enjoy like that experience of your life as well.
Train and playful. Oh!
Behind the back. Just out.
Ridiculous get from Yusuf. Stu's done well just to get his racket on that ball behind himself. To be able to watch this level of squash in a university setting, you know, is just unbelievable.
Great movement there again. I love how he slides towards the ball like tennis players. Not a lot of squash players can do that.
Yeah, that's actually a really good observation you made there. It's almost like watching Rafa on the clay courts, isn't it?
Who is your favourite tennis player?
Who's my favourite tennis player?
Yes.
I can't say that I'm an avid tennis fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Squash is better, obviously.
Squash is, of course, better.
Was it?
But I do. I've always enjoyed watching a bit of Roger.
Yeah, me too. And he plays squash.
Oh, even better.
I know.
Because he knows it's good for his tennis.
Yes.
Better sport. Sorry to any tennis fans out there. I love tennis, really.
But nothing beats squash.
Oh.
What a rally. I think this quality.
How has he lifted that over Yusuf to get himself out of trouble there?
Such good ball control. I love how Yusuf plays his drops, like how he cuts them in, and just a follow through on it. It's
He really thinks, doesn't he? He really hits them with a lot of purpose. He knows exactly where he wants that ball to go, and he just slots it right in. One or two tired movements from Stewart. Maybe the pace of this game's starting to take its toll on him a little bit.
And it shows how.
Look at this again, this rally. Every single rally is just 110%, isn't it? 200 mile an hour.
It's just Dakota Bowie putting everything in.
Stewart grimacing there and just barely managing to hang on in this game.
And it shows how fit you need to be. Oh, that is brutal. What a shot.
That is ridiculous.
To get to match ball. He's definitely turned it up a bit more this game.
Yes, like there. Tense times, but it is 6 match balls for Yusuf to close this one out in 3 games.
But Stu's not giving up, he's really fighting for every point because you never know what happened. Another great shot.
He loves that high ball on the backhand. Cutting it into the cross-court nick again.
He's hit more nicks than Yusuf has.
He has. He's going to take his 10 seconds before he serves as well, collect himself. I hope he goes home feeling incredibly proud of himself, no matter what the result for the team in this match is, because he's given us an incredible spectacle and an incredible squash showcase.
Yes. Oh. Just out.
Unfortunately, that ball just flipping above the out-of-court line.
But what
and Yusuf taking this match for UE. So the most up-to-date information I can give you is now UE leading 2 matches to 1 in this final. So they only need to take 1 more match to win this championship. We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes to see the number 2 seeds battling it out. I hope everyone's strapped in and ready for a thrilling last match on this glass court here today. I am going to concede an error. I've done Yusuf an injustice. Yao here, the player in red from UE, coming from Malaysia, is 18 in the world, and Yusuf, the player that we just saw, is 15 in the world. Coming from Birmingham, in the blue top on the right, is Ali. Again, this is going to be a really, really good opportunity from him. Ali, also from Egypt, Cairo, is only 18 years of age. Currently 548 in the world rankings, but I think that's slightly out. The kind of squash you're going to see from him today is going to be up closer to the 250 mark. Only recently joined the PSA rankings, obviously. 18 years of age, just finished school. First year here in university in England. He had a ridiculous match with Jack Mitterer from UE in the league final, which went all the way to 5. Yao's nickname on tour, the Boy Wonder. A little Batman and Robin reference for any of you comic fans out there. He is fantastic. Some quick news from the hard backcourts. The backcourts, Birmingham were leading 2-1, with Tees taking the 4th game and taking it to 5. So they're in a 5th game now on the backcourts. Toby Ponting of Birmingham needs to take this 5th game to keep Birmingham in it and tie the matches at 2-2. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you live updates on that as it happens. So as it stands, everything's still to play for on this match. Ali Kawaz of Birmingham serving. Yao of UE receiving. And joining me in the commentary box for this final match is my own brother, Will Gibbon.
Hello.
How have you been enjoying the squash today, Will?
Been some really great matches today. Good to see our girls win, as ever.
Absolutely fantastic result for the women, and hopefully we'll be able to have a quick interview with our women's number 2, Medina Zafar. We're going to try and get her up in the commentary box for a few minutes to talk to you all, give you an insight into that thrilling final match that she played here on the glass for you.
Absolute roller coaster, wasn't it, Sam? But bringing it home for Nottingham.
Let ball in the first point there, still the ball, just starting us off. Come on then, Will. I know you've not seen much of Ali play, but he's a top quality act, I'll tell you that. He plays with passion and he plays with his heart on his sleeve, and I think he's going to take the game to Yao today. He's not going to be one to shy away, irrespective of ranking. He's going to want to go out there and he's going to want to, you know, give it his absolute all, show Yao what he's made of.
Yeah, I think we're going to see something similar to what we saw with Stu, in that he probably gets more points than he's expecting and does better than he thought he was going to do coming in, but the end result is pretty much nailed on.
So you're going to say Yao in 3?
Yao in 3.
I'm going to agree with you. I think one thing we are going to see from Ali, and you're already starting to see it here, is the Egyptians are definitely well known for their attack in squash.
Yeah, he won't shy away from taking it in. Even if he hits a few tins, he's going to keep plugging those balls in shot. Just seeing it right now. Screamed into the
that
front
was
right.
flat. Unbelievable, Nick. For those of you who are sharp-eyed, you might have noticed in these first few rallies that Ali's the first left-hander that we've had on the live stream today.
Always brings something a bit different, you know. start of the match. More likely to see him taking some points while Yao gets used to it.
So if you're Yao here, Will, I know you're a similar standard.
I am indeed.
What are you going to be looking to do, knowing that your opponent's a left-hander? Are you going to approach this game tactically in any different way to how you'd play a righty?
Yeah, so when you play a righty, you're probably seeing 80% of the game down the backhand wall on the left. When you play in a lefty, it's more 50-50. You're going to go cross-court a lot the backhand, especially when you're attacking. And you don't want to defend onto their forehand particularly. A lot of lefties have slightly tricky swings. More of them are unorthodox than right-handed players, which makes it even harder if you haven't played one before.
A little bit more difficult to read. Everyone's different. Look at the success you see players like Arma Shabana had on the tour in his day. I don't think it would be unfair to say that he's probably one of the best left-handed squash players the world's ever got to watch.
Yeah, certainly in terms of talent for the game.
So that's now 5-2 to Yao. UE taking a strong lead, 3 points up in this first game. I think they have very contrasting styles here. When you watch Yao on the tour, he's a lot more of an attritional player, isn't he? He relies on his stamina, his speed and his fitness.
Yeah, super clean defensive lines. Just seen Ali absolutely rip one into the front left with a kill.
He's not going to be afraid of that speed at all. I think you're going to see Yao winning most of his points here off counter attacks. He's going to be waiting. He's going to be waiting for Ali, you know, to really take that ball and whip it in, and he's just going to be on it quick and putting it back to the front.
Yeah, on the flip side though, as the low-ranked player coming into a match, you've got to be proactive. If you sat back playing someone who's a lot better than you, you are just going to get picked off. You've got to take your opportunities and go in short. You can't be scared that they're quick or that they're fit. You've got to take your chance if you want to get points on the board.
Absolutely. I think the referee's had an absolute shocker there.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those today, haven't we?
He's given a no-let, and he's actually changed his decision to a let. That is the golden rule in refereeing. You cannot change your decision after you give it. Yeah. These players are now going to argue every time.
Any aspiring refs watching, don't go for that one.
Straight to Birmingham. That's an interesting one as well. I'm not sure if they've done that to... I almost feel like they've given that decision to appease Ali. After they changed the no-let to a let for Yao, they've given Ali a stroke that was just certainly not a stroke for me. He's turned on the ball and Yao is right all the way behind him.
Need to bring in the video decision here at UON. Get me and you on the replay.
I think it would definitely be controversial. Although going back to what you've just said there, it's a fantastic drop taken in by Yao, isn't it?
Gotta agree with that one. Nailed on stroke.
Ali's not happy about it, nevertheless.
Swinging your racket or hitting the ball there probably wouldn't have gone too well for Yao.
I would agree with you. I think that's probably right. Ball gone. The ball's gone. So what's happened there is they've actually popped the ball. They've been playing and hitting so ferociously in these last couple of matches that the ball's burst. We're gonna have a 2-minute interim here while they warm up a new one. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try and get some excitement for you. So if any of you have not really played squash before, the ball, as you hit the ball and it gains gains energy from all of these hits on the wall, hits on the racket, the temperature increases, and that makes the rubber of the ball a lot more malleable. A cold ball is completely dead. It's kind of like if you're playing with a cold ball, it's very hard. It's kind of, imagine hitting like a steel ball against the wall. You'd hit it at the wall and it would just stop dead and fall to the floor. These warm balls are way more elastic, and the rubber compresses and then pings apart, and that's what makes it fire off the wall to the back of the court. So these boys just getting the ball warm so it's not hitting the wall and dying. Luckily, both of them on their forehands, just going to smack it about. Should only take a second. So left side, Birmingham serving 6-5. And here with me now, I've got one of the two Pakistani girls from our Nottingham women's first team, and one of the champions from today, Faiza Zafar.
Hello.
Good to have you up in the commentary box, Faiza.
Thanks for having me.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get to watch your match broadcast live. You were on the back courts.
Yeah.
You were playing at number 4 string against Rosie Kirsch.
That's right.
How did you get on there?
Yeah, I was in a bit of a pressure to begin with because, you know, it was a final and we were 2 love down. But I really like how everyone was there and the team spirit was still up. So yeah, that's I think that really helped me get with my match.
Get through, and you came through and won that game 3-0, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Straight games.
Yeah, really happy with that because, like I said, I was a bit nervous as well, and there was a bit of a pressure as well to make sure that we still stay in the competition because it was crucial. I mean, yeah, it was an important match, I thought.
Well, I'm sure everyone's really glad that we had you in that position, taking that game with full confidence.
Yeah, I think the third game was pretty tight as well. So again, like I said, I was a bit nervy going into it, but I'm glad I managed it well, and I came out as the better player today. So happy with that.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I'm sure Ali right now for Birmingham is in the exact same position as you were. He knows his team's at least 2-1 down.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's happening on the back courts. He just knows it's close.
Yeah.
So what did you do to deal with that pressure? And do you think, what's Ali going to be doing? What's Ali going to be thinking right now to get himself through this high pressure scenario?
Oh well, look, if you just see this shot,
it's a ridiculous cross-court neck.
Yeah, and he just fist pumped himself, and well, he's support the Birmingham players supporting him for that point as well. So I think it really you need to have that spirit that you're not doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the team. You're doing it for the for your university. So I think if that's what he is thinking about as well, thinking about being positive on court in terms of his gameplay, and also thinking about the bigger picture here, about playing for the uni, not for himself here. So I think that should help him. Yeah.
I've watched Ali play a couple of times, and he's definitely a passionate, emotional player.
I agree.
He's not afraid, to give it everything on court and to show everyone how much effort he's really putting in.
Yeah, I agree. I think I saw him play last time as well against UE, and it was a tight match, that one as well.
He went to 5 games with Jack Mitchell, I believe.
Yeah, and he won, I think. And it was a deciding match then as well. So I think if he really there he's gone for it again.
That is ridiculous.
It is.
He slotted a few of those nicks on his forehand side.
I think Yao might be in. Well, to be fair, he might be in trouble.
And I tell you what, it's actually 10-9 game ball to Ali for Birmingham here.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good stuff. Maybe the glass court's rewarding his nicks then.
I think his attacking style really suits this court.
Definitely, and
but that straight drop from Yao is just too good.
Mm-hmm.
That's an unbelievable shot.
It is, but I hope Ali keeps up his spirit, and yeah, Yao's really good, but as long as he has the will to fight, to want to compete and want to win, that's all that you can ask for, I guess, yeah.
He's not afraid to take it in, is he? Still putting these drops in from the back, playing nice and positive, doing the right things.
Yeah, that's really good to watch as well. What are your predictions? Do you
My
have any predictions?
You know what?
What?
I think Ali might take this game.
You reckon?
I'm going to say 3-1 Yao. I think Ali might have this. He's going to be well fired up for this game. He really, really wants it. He's going to dig in. He's going to give it everything. And I think he might surprise Yao here. He's all over him here. He's on top. Yao's hanging on in this rally by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
Reset now, though.
Oh.
First shot. Oh, and that drop is outstanding. 11-10 to Birmingham. Another game ball for Ali here. He's tying his shoes, collecting himself. Quick question for you then, Faiza.
Yes.
What is your favourite shot to play?
I think it has to be the forehand drop.
The forehand drop.
I feel comfortable taking it in from any channel, anywhere down this channel on the forehand. So yeah,
Forehand straight dropped.
I do like it.
You win a lot of points there.
Yeah.
Nice. Working wonders for you against Rosie, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm playing her again in my next PSA as well.
Oh,
so
are you?
Yes.
There is I believe, a 5K
Yeah.
in Birmingham at the beginning of April.
Yeah,
Birmingham University
Absolutely.
hosting a TSA Challenger Tour 5K event. Men's and women's, or just women's?
It's men's and women's.
Men's and women's. That's a tin from Yao there, as I called. Ali Kawaz from Birmingham taking that second game 12-10, and that's now 1 apiece. I have no idea what's been happening on the back courts, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
So this is still very much all to play for.
This is getting exciting. Yeah, that's good.
So that's now 1-1. Birmingham taking that second game.
How has your commenting been today?
I've only been on the men's matches today, but I've been enjoying it very much.
That's good to know.
I enjoy the commentary, I enjoy getting on it. Yao getting a few words of wisdom from the UE coach and from Yusuf Solomon, his teammate and tour friend, I'm sure.
He's back on court already. He's up for it.
Yeah, he wants to be on top here. He knows he shouldn't have lost that game. He wants to send a message to Ali, you might have taken a game off me, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling absolutely fine. I don't need any rest. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. I'm going to take this third game to you. Slots an absolute beautiful backhand. Drop naked as warm-up just to show everyone who's boss.
Yeah, I've been working on my backhand drops these days, and
You have. You've been putting some great work in on that backhand. I've seen you down at the University of Nottingham courts.
Yeah, it's something I want to improve on loads.
You've been on there, one of your regular training partners, just doing some feeding, doing some work down that backhand side, taking it short. Has that been helping? You feeling more confident now?
Yeah, I think I felt confident in the sense that I went for them. Yes, sometimes they went down and sometimes they didn't, but at least I was making an effort to try them, which is a good first step, I think.
That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're not playing them, you're never going to get better at them.
I agree.
Okay, so that is now Birmingham serving in the first game. Games tied at 1-1. Just as we expected. First point to Yao, he's not messing around. Ooh, yes, let given there by the referees, and I tell you what,
What?
Ali's not too happy about it.
He doesn't look very happy. And now he's asking the crowd.
He's unfortunately for him, the crowd can't make the decision.
That's true.
And I assume asking the Birmingham boys, they're probably going to be telling him whatever he wants to hear.
That's correct.
How big is it, Pfizer? How important is it to have your team here supporting you, cheering for you behind the court?
Yeah, I think for me today.
Calf volley. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I think it's team games. Another one, a roller off the serve.
Off the serve.
Off the serve. Yeah, like I was saying, squash is it is an individual sport, but it is also played like as in a team like today. And when it is like that, it is really important that you have your teammates supporting you. That's such a good push, such a big push then for you, because at the back of your head, they're gonna be there through it. So that's what helped me today, especially. So I think
it's good to hear.
Yeah, and I think that was very much evident in the match between Megan and Medina as well. If you see both sides were hyped up, they were cheering for their player.
There's a huge Birmingham contingent.
Yeah.
That's travelled to Nottingham today, honestly.
Yeah.
The crowd is a sea of green and red,
yeah.
Nottingham and Birmingham,
yeah.
and everyone is absolutely loving it.
And there is also their mascot that's travelled with them.
They've even brought a whole lion.
Yes.
I wonder if there's a lot of health and safety forms that go into filling out, taking a lion with you just sounds quite dangerous. Do you reckon that's expensive to rent from the zoo, Pfizer, or do you think they got him for free today?
I wonder. We would have to ask them. The lion looks tired now, to be fair. He's just
Is he sleeping? Maybe no one's fed him. Hopefully he's not hungry.
Hopefully we don't want a hungry lion around now. Yeah, I think it's a big day for them as well. And from what I've heard is that they will be traveling back, all of them, today, the same day. So, yeah, it's good that a lot of them showed up for the support as well. Really good to see.
Ali doesn't seem too unsettled by the pace here, does he?
No,
he's really pushing up, looking to take this ball nice and early, nice and short against Yao. He's made an error with it there, but I think this positive play is absolutely what he needs to be doing.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the things that when you're playing against a better ranked player, sometimes you're just there because you've got nothing to lose. You just go and give it your all. And that's what I think Ali is doing right now, being very positive and really going for it. And it's rewarding him.
It's good to see, isn't it? It's good to see. So I think, if I've heard that right, that is 4-3 to UE. Let ball being played on that last rally. All right, thank you very much, Pfizer, for joining us in this commentary box. Oh, that drop has stayed ridiculously short.
It was glued to the wall.
Tell you what, that is phenomenal.
Yao is thinking.
Yeah, Yao maybe almost a little bit unsettled here today. Looked at his ranking, thought 500 in the world. This is going to be choppy chop. He's not got the easy game he was bargained for. An unforgiving glass court and a very attacking young Egyptian player from Birmingham to challenge him.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we might get a chance to hear from your sister, I've heard, in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Medina Zafar.
Yeah, she's coming right up.
She's on her way right now.
She's the big shot today.
She won a huge match, 14-12 in the fifth.
Yeah.
Against Megan from Birmingham for the girls.
14-12. I thought it was 12-10.
Oh, maybe it was 12-10. Maybe it was 13.
It was close. All we know.
I'm exaggerating.
I
can't help myself.
Great match, I tell you.
So, hopefully we can get a bit of an insight to her, how she felt. My throat's still raw from screaming at her.
All right, thanks for having me, Sam.
Thank you very much, Pfizer. We're going to hand over quickly back to my brother Will and Medina and hear from them.
So, welcome back everyone. Hope you've been enjoying the squash as much as I have then. Sat in the crowd, been some scintillating stuff going on in the background of that conversation. My prediction's already gone out the window, with Birmingham taking a game, but joining me now is Woman of the Hour, Medina. So most importantly, how exactly did it feel winning that 5th game tiebreak?
It was exciting, honestly. Having so much support from everyone and everyone who came to see me, I was feeling overwhelmed. Honestly, I was very excited and very happy to do this for Nottingham. And it was great.
It was very loud, wasn't it? I'm surprised you even knew what the score was.
Yeah, in the 3rd game, I was like, you know what? I don't hear my teams cheering me on. I was like, get on with it, and everybody started wooing, and it was great, honestly. I've played very good matches and PSAs and some great matches for Pakistan as well, but this was special.
Special feeling there with your team there, and all your uni supporting. So, how were you feeling going into that match then? You knew that it was coming down.
Even before the match started, I was like, since Nottingham and Birmingham were like 2-all, and it came down to me, and Pfizer won the match right before mine. I was like, okay, so that did give me a bit, boost. So, because like Gina won, Pfizer won, I was like, okay, it has come down to me, and this is it. This is either you win this or you lose. So I was like, they coming to our home and taking the trophy from us, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen. And I was like, okay. It was a tough game, but...
A lot of pressure on your shoulders there, that one.
Oh,
going in knowing that it's all come down to you.
Tell me about it.
You're on the glass court, it's live streamed.
Honestly.
All your friends there watching.
Yeah.
All the Birmingham squad there watching.
Yeah, the Birmingham squad were like cheering, and then everyone, it was just like... I think there was a battle going on outside the match as well. The Birmingham squad cheers and then the Nottingham squad cheers. I was like, okay, need to do it for everyone. Anyways. How did you feel watching it when you were out? What are your intakes on the match?
My throat is still hoarse. my hands still hurt from clapping. It was really exciting. Absolute roller coaster of a match.
Yeah.
Completely up and down. The entire day was though with the girls.
Yeah.
We lost at some positions that maybe we weren't expecting to, and it ended up being a bit tighter than we were hoping. But win's a win.
Win's a win, yeah. Yeah, I think there were times when I was match ball down, and I was like, okay, let's get your stuff together. You need to do this. Rich and Mark and Pfizer, all of them kept on telling me that you're not supposed to play forehand post because I wasn't playing great on that side. But the funny thing is, the last point I played a forehand post again. So the irony is kind of funny. It's like
you could see the nerves from outside. Both of you were struggling when you were on game and match balls. There was some not traditional shot choices, we'll say.
Yeah, both of us just wanted it because which wasn't great. You should have been more patient when it comes to points like these. But I remember just the other day you and I were playing on the glass court and you kept on saying the side walls Medina, the side walls, and I was like, okay, the side walls Medina. Maybe I took that way too seriously. Anyways.
It was great to see the match played in good spirit though, and that even with such a tight, tense end, it was really nice to see Birmingham being so gracious in defeat, especially Megan, who that's a really tough loss to take.
Yeah, honestly. Plus, it would have been the last time we went to Birmingham, we won the cup final as well, and it would have been, kind of embarrassing as well to just lose on our in our courts when we just literally won them a month back in their courts. So
anything could happen when you're playing on glass courts though, and it usually does. Completely different game of squash.
True. I don't think that was my best game, honestly. I didn't feel great going to the forehand front corners either because of my ankle. But I think the game, Well, the glass court's for both the people. It's not just for me. So if anything, if it's hard to move in the court, it's for both the players. If it's hard to get the ball behind in the court or it just dies quickly, it's for both the players. So yeah, you can't say the glass court or the other court, but
For sure, you can't blame it, but it changes match outcomes.
it does. It does. It does. Like I would say Grace could have played way better if she would have played in the other courts.
We're just going to jump back to the present for a minute because I'm going to update you guys watching on the score. We're currently at 4-1,
Yeah.
which isn't quite what the scoreboard's saying.
Yeah, Yao plays really good. I love watching his game.
Yeah, he's very slick player. Good
Yeah.
defensive lines.
Yeah. And he's quick. He's quick to the ball as well. So.
Yeah, very fast. He's struggling a bit with Ali's swing is what I've noticed the entire match. The compact cop swing of Ali's giving him some trouble reading it. We're just seeing it here, just not seeing that cross court at all. And of course, Ali's relentless attacking is so impressive.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing. He keeps on putting the ball to the front in different angles.
He's not getting caught up even if he hits a few tins in a row. He just keeps plugging in short, which is exactly what he needs to do. You know, he's not going to win this length battle if he just tries and grinds out Yao.
Yeah, he's doing a great job at just picking up and being defensive whenever the shot is right in the corner. And placing it in the right place at the right moment.
Yeah, he's just moving it around, reacting to what Ali's doing. I think Ali's probably starting to tire a bit here. We're starting to see a few errors creep in. He's struggling to keep up. For the first few games though, he was pushing an absolutely relentless pace.
Well, that's Ali's strength, isn't it? Just hit the shots and playing at a pace.
Two 6 here. You can sense that Yao is starting to realise that Ali's tiring.
Yeah.
He's starting to go short a lot more, push the ball around. Okay, we are going to return back to Sam, I do believe. Thank you for your time, Medina. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for having me here.
So happy for you that you won.
Thank you for being the awesome crowd you were.
Always. Welcome back, Sam.
Thank you very much. Ali's struggling a little bit in this game, isn't he? 3-8 down he is serving in this point. I didn't want to spoil it for any of the squash purists out there loving this match, but I'm afraid to say it is now a dead rubber. Toby Ponting for Birmingham losing in a 5-setter after going 2-1 up against Thies. So it is now, regardless of the result of this match, it is currently 3-1 to UE in matches in this final, and they are going to be crowned the champions. Looking like it's about to be 4-1 UE after we finish this game.
From what I've seen of Ali though in this match, I don't think that's going to affect him. You know, he's here to win points and get himself on the scoreboard. Not the kind of player to go negative when he's down or when his team's down.
Absolutely.
He's going to keep attacking until this match is over.
He's going to give it his all, isn't he, and go for his best. And I think it's going to be. He's slotted another one. I think he's going to be a very exciting prospect to watch on the Challenger Tour over the coming years. Only 18 years of age. As I said earlier, his ranking of 550 is most definitely very wrong. And we're going to see his name topping the seeding list of some of these Challenger Tour tournaments in the quite near future after this performance, I'd say.
Unbelievable natural set of hands for someone so young. You know, when he's a bit more physical, gets his straight lines a bit more sorted, gives himself some more orthodox attacking opportunities with less risk, we could really see him push up the rankings because he's got a good game to beat some top level people.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got some things you can't teach.
He does. He's got raw natural talent. Unfortunately for him, he's just a bit knackered in this last game against Yao now. He's given it his all for 3 games, and I don't think he's got a great deal more to give. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is it. Well, I thought it was it. the crowd doesn't seem to feel the same way. Tell you what, I am
Our screen
very
is saying 3-1,
confused.
but I didn't see a handshake. And looking down, I can also see the coaches talking to their players.
Is this match gone to 5? When did Ali take a 4th game? Tell you what, we're doing a fantastic job as commentators here. We most definitely know the score of this match.
I might have been a bit caught up in my bias interviewing Medina there. It does seem that there is more squash to play.
Yeah, looks like he's coming back to court. Someone in our broadcasting team has been jumping to conclusions. It is only 2-1 Yao. We've got at least one more game of riveting squash still to play here tonight.
I would say at this point, the writing is a bit on the wall. Ali was not looking too fresh-legged towards the end of that 3rd game.
I'd have to agree with you there, Will. He's struggling. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes out and tackles this 4th game. Do you think we're going to see even more attacking play from him?
Absolutely. I think as he tires more, the arm's going to loosen up. He's going to start taking some opportunities that he might not. The error count's going to go up a bit. The winner count's probably going to join it though. So I do think we may well see from Yao a couple of very physical first rallies to open this game, just to eat away into Ali again a bit.
He knows he's got Ali on the ropes physically, doesn't he? And he knows that he's feeling absolutely fine in this match. He's going to want to put 2 or 3, 90-second, 1-minute rallies into Ali's legs. And he's going to finish him off before this game even gets started.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be looking to just extend, whereas sometimes he might have gone for a counter drop at the end of last game.
You can
He'll
see
look
there,
to lob or hit out.
tin from Ali. All he had to do was hit a straight drive, get it back deep in the court, but he was just too eager to take it short.
It's always a good sign when your opponent's hitting tins from the back of the court at love all in a game, because you know that they're still hurting and that the rest hasn't actually been long enough. Like, you keep applying the pressure, you can really start to run away on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. And speaking of the scoreboard, I can confirm that our graphic is now showing up correctly, with UE leading 2-1 and now 2-love up in this game.
Errors really starting to come in now from Ali. Continues in this vein, he's going to quickly be at a deficit that just won't be able to catch up to.
Yes, let there, Tiao. I think maybe a little bit harsh from the officials. If he'd have played cross court there, Ali might have been in a slight bit of pain. And what we're seeing here is the absolute embodiment of the nick or tin mindset.
Absolutely. He's probably more broken than he looks here, considering how early he's going for things. It really is do or die, and at the moment there's a lot of die and not much do. Five love now for Yao.
Yao leading this game 4-love. Ali struggling to get a point on the board.
Constant, relentless attacking though.
If you look at Yao's tee position now, oh, that's a poor error from Ali. If you look at Yao's tee position now, you'll really see him stepping up and pushing up the court. He wants to get on this ball early, but still push it long, just to keep Ali working at a fast pace, but keep his error count as low as possible. And he also knows that Ali is just firing this ball into the front constantly, doesn't he? So he's taking an extra step forward, and it's just a win-win for him. He's a step closer to the balls he needs to get, and he's all over it on the pace. Yeah, that's a very right decision. No let there from the referees. That's an incredibly tired movement.
Ali's sending maybe 50% of ball short this game, so the correct position to be in here is to be stood on top of the tee. Forget being a few steps back, get right up there. And Yao's almost playing no back wall here.
Another error from Ali, and I don't think he's actually got himself on the scoreboard yet this game at all. We could be looking at our first bagel of the day here. Well,
I wouldn't write
actually,
Ali off yet.
second bagel of the day. Harry Kitchens actually lost in 5 games earlier today, but got bageled in the second on the backcourts in the National Trophy.
That was a lovely cross-court drop there from Yao. You can see that.
It was beautiful.
Now that he's no longer under threat, he's really loosened up and
I don't know
playing
about
some
you,
squash
Will.
with someone of his own standard that you'd expect.
I don't know about you, but I can smell that fresh bakery bread smell.
Absolutely.
The Yan Yao Bakery is about to be open for business.
He's still not there yet, though, and someone like Ali's very hard to bagel.
Oh dear.
May have spoken too
That
soon.
is it.
That's a bit naughty as well.
11 love to Ali. He's not happy. He's absolutely smashed that ball out of court. Luckily, there's no seating up there, but I tell you what, it wasn't too far from a few people's heads.
Yeah, there's a few people milling around out of shot there. That might have gone a bit
That could have been
close to.
dangerous. I'd be given a conduct warning if I was a referee there. I would not be happy. Oh. Oh dear, yeah, he's getting a telling off right now. Very, very dangerous. He's not.
The referee was not happy with that one.
The referee was not, but the match is over, and
That is
the
a UE
championship
victory.
final is over as well. It's a 4-1 victory for UE here today at the University of Nottingham, bringing the squash part of Big BUCS Wednesday to a close. That's a fantastic win for UE in the men's championship final, for Nottingham in the women's championship final, for Nottingham again in the women's national trophy, and for Birmingham in the men's national trophy. 4 cup finals complete and 4 victors crowned here in Nottingham today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to Will for joining me.
Not a problem.
My co-commentator. Thank you to all the other commentators we've had on today. Sana Velkamp, Anuj Savani, Dan Davis and Nid. If you were here earlier this afternoon for the women's matches, thank you to everyone working tirelessly behind the scenes to put this broadcast out there. That's it from us, everyone.
See you next year.
We'll see you next year.